This video will feature a gameplay critique, with commentary mixed in at key moments. One of my viewers, Russell Fitzgerald, will be playing as Deathslinger, and as he progresses through the match, I'll be awarding keys for exceptional moments. Your perk setup looks okay, but Barbecue and Discordance are both detection perks, and the information they provide may overlap at times. You might want to try swapping one out for a regression perk like Ruin or Pop Goes Weasel. Wow, nice shot. If you'd pulled the trigger any later, she would have rounded the corner first. So that was a great prediction at the window, but you made a mistake that let her get away. After you landed the shot on Meg, you moved forward instead of backward. This gave her greater control over her movement and allowed her to break line of sight with you. If you had moved backwards, however, you might have been able to keep line of sight on her and pull her to the window before the chain broke. Well, that was embarrassing. She would have kept running you around if you hadn't shot her there, so good job. Faking your ADS to bait out Dead Hard, I see. Aw, now that is just depressing. Well, let's break down what happened. So you chased him around the shack, hid your red stain at the corner, and you even ignored the bait at the window. So good job there. But here is where the mistake was made. Instead of simply basic attacking him after ignoring the bait, you tried to shoot him, even though he was within lunge range. Oh well, at least you got the pallet as a consolation prize. Ooh, that generator popped right in your face. Remember what I said at the start of the match? Incorporating a regression perk into your build could have helped you there. It looks like you realize you're running out of time, and are trying to buy some through slugging. So I want to talk to you about your decision here. You gave up the chase to go back and guard the slug. Let's take a look at where the slug is relative to the remaining generators. She's basically in a corner of the map that's completely opposite to where the objectives are. By hanging around here, you are creating zero pressure on the survivors working on those gens. If you had continued chasing Elodie, she would have led you towards her teammates and potentially allowed you to disrupt them. Completely unnecessary shot. That Meg was already injured, so breaking the chain would have been pointless. And there was no way you would have reached her with a pallet between you two. Looked to me like you fired at her because you were mad. Whoa, hang on. You had a clear shot at her here and you didn't take it. Yeah, she was in the cornfield, but you saw her between the gaps and probably could have hit her. I know you tried to mind game her here, but given how large the building is, the survivor has plenty of time to react to what you're doing. Another survivor attempting to bait you at the window, and you did not fall for it. Good job. Geez. These survivors are getting cocky. That behavior may backfire for them. Wow, that survivor only had 2 seconds left on borrowed time. Talk about bad luck. Nice shot. Whoa, what was that? It sounded like you hit her, but you didn't? Jeez. Well, at least the glitch didn't let her escape. Nice job faking your red stain. I'll give you a key for that one. You've got some momentum now, but with how close these gens are to being completed, turning the game around is going to be tough. Good job shooting that Meg. Those deep wounds will buy you a bit more time. Two gens that are on the verge of being completed. This does not look good. Ooh, very nice shot through the cornfield. I'll give you a key for that one. Smart move picking her up first. She's probably fully recovered. That attack cooldown from Save the Best for Last is no joke. Whoa, hang on. Why did you let him go? Even if you hadn't caught Dwight, you saw the Meg healing the down survivor over there, didn't you? You would have ran into them if you'd kept going. Also, it hasn't been a full minute since the Claudette you downed got unhooked. You know what might happen if you try to pick her up. What'd I tell you? Very nice combo on the Meg there. However, there was a higher risk of failure than going for the survivor to your left. Ooh, the bad manners. I know, man. It's been a tense game. That Elodie ought to be reported for throwing. Looks like you've learned your lesson about Decisive Strike. Well, the gates are open. Let's see if you can secure a kill or two before the match ends. Well-timed shot there. Now that was an unnecessary risk. You had Elodie right in front of you, but you shot at the Dwight who was 20 meters away in the cornfield. A simple melee attack would have finished her off before she could reach the gate. But thankfully, you were able to snatch her from the gate in the end, so good job. Waiting out her D-strike, I see. Let's pray it's expired. Phew, that would have been frustrating, wouldn't it? Ah well, 2 kills. Not a bad match. I think Russell Fitzgerald showed a solid understanding of both Dead by Daylight and the killer he played as, Deathslinger. He knew how to aim and predict survivor movements, how to fake a shot to bait survivors into dodging, and how to combo a gunshot with a melee attack for a quick kill. Russell also had two key moments. The first was when he flicked 180 degrees out of loop to fool Claudette into running into him, and the second was when he pulled off a long-range, blind shot through the cornfield. While Russell definitely had his moments, he also made mistakes that allowed some survivors to get away. Choosing to fire his gun instead of melee, breaking a chase when he shouldn't have, and taking unnecessary risk, all made a negative impact on his performance. But I'm confident that after seeing this video, he will learn from these mistakes and improve. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for future content.